Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, hey traders. So in this video, I'm going to just give you a quick little update on the silver and gold market. And then also I'm going to be talking to you and walking you through one simple thing that you can add to your trading to give you a good probability of being successful in the markets or a successful trader. All right, so that's what I want to share with you in this session here. And by the way, guys, I am absolutely having a ball of a time with my trading right now. It is absolutely amazing. There is opportunities. There's so many opportunities right now. I'm in more trades right now in one time than I have the entire year. And it's just because there are some really good opportunities. So guys, please make sure you get yourself educated. Please make sure that you understand what to look for in a really good quality setup and understand these markets a bit more. I'm going to help you with that today. But guys, trading can be so much fun and so simple if you know what to do. One of the biggest things that stops traders is that they try to be right with the market. So what I'm talking about here is this, okay? I'm in a few trades right now. I don't know which one of those trades are going to be a profit or which one's going to be a loss. I don't give a shit. You need to have that approach to your trading because I've protected myself. If I have one loss, I know, if I might have one or two losses and I know the rest of them are going to be profits. And guess what? Bingo, bango, make a profit. You know what I'm saying there? So that's the way that you need to treat your trading. If you're trying to make that big hit on one trade, that's not the way to go because you're risking too much. You should be able to be in a position, especially when you start to trade leverage instruments like options, where if you have a losing trade, you might get out with a 30 or 40 or 50% loss. And then guess what? Your profits are making 80%, 100%, 150%, 200%. See what I'm saying there? And even if you're 50-50 right and you're having those sort of numbers, you make money. So for me personally, trading is so much fun because I don't give a shit what happens on one particular trade. I'm not hoping one trade is going to do really well. If you are, it's a recipe for disaster, an absolute recipe for disaster for you. You must get into an approach where you're trading the system, right? You're trading your system, what you're looking for. But then when you are approaching the trading and when you're approaching the markets and you take the trades, right? You may take trades. You gotta stop caring about what one particular trade does. Like, oh, this was a losing trade. Who cares? That's part of trading. Take the next trade. Good risk management. As long as you're keeping your risk small, I always say to my private clients, as long as you're keeping your risk small. Now, what am I saying small? If you could have like a 2.5% risk on your account, maximum risk. That means if I buy an option, all right? If I buy an option, I've got maximum 2.5% risk on my account. That's all in there, okay? Now, bear in mind, here's this thing, okay? 2.5%, that's in the position. That's the maximum risk I can lose, right? Because I just bought the option. Now, am I going to get 100% loss? No. Most of the time, I can get out with a 30 or 40 or 50% loss, right? If I'm doing that. So therefore, my risk is what? Maybe over 1% risk on my account. Can you see how that works? Now, here's the flip side to this here, okay? This is where things get really crazy. Once those trades start to work out, if you make an 80 or 100% profit, guess what? You just made 2.5% on your account. Or whoopee-doo, John. But then guess what? Then you have every now and then you have a really good trade where you start to do 200 or 300% return on that trade because you know what to look for and so on and so forth. And before you know it, your account has grown between 5 and 10% from that one trade. And that's how you can really start to grow your account exponentially by risking small. Do you see how that works? Right? So even if you're 50-50 right, as long as you can keep that risk small, so like again, like using with options, really at the end of the day, really your risk is 100% of that investment. So if that's 2.5% of your account, but you know on average you can get out between a 30 and 50% loss on average, but then those profits really take care of themselves, you do well. You see that there? Anyway, I didn't mean to go on a rant here, but guys, I hope you can see that. All you have to, and it's not like we have to have the secret sauce, right? Like I have an incredible system, but my system's not perfect, right? I have losing trades, but I don't give a shit. Why? Because when I have a losing trade, my account's down like 1% or something. And then when my trades are very profitable, they're up 2.5%, and every now and then I get a really good home run where, I'm picking up Some every now and then, right, 400 or 500% return. You know, I've had a few of those trades. Actually, no, 600% return. Right, you pick up some really, really good return, and before you know it, your account starts to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And so, as you start to think about this, guys, okay, think about this for a minute here, okay? As you, even if you're starting with a small account, call it 5 or 10 grand right now. Think about your journey long term with doing that, okay? Risking very small in your account, but where you're going to be a year from now from having that style of trading. Doesn't matter what system you're trading, that style of method, right? Now you need to be able to have a system, I believe. You need to be able to have a trading approach, I believe, where you can actually where it's more like a bit of a with the trend, right? Because with the trend, or picking trying to jump on a trend. That's going to give you the best chance, right, of having to be able to keep your risk small and then jumping on those trends, and as the trends pick up and so on and so forth, right? And so that's what you need to do with your trading there. And again, it doesn't matter what system you're trading, you just got to have that approach. And guess where are you likely to be 2 years from now by having that one approach of the markets where you're trading, but you're trading very small. And it's like, oh, if you have a $10,000 trading account and your maximum loss is $250, can you handle that? Yeah, you can, right? But guess what? That $250 is not going to be the loss, right? What is going to be the loss? Maybe $50 or $100. You know, 50 or 100, maybe a bit more. Can you see how that alone keeps you emotionally calm? And that alone can not only keep you emotionally calm, but because it's not big numbers, that's the thing that keeps you in those trades and you're not being scared of losing the profit when you do that, right? Because fear is I'm scared of this having a losing trade. Protect yourself. If it is a losing trade, you've only lost 1% or so on your account, you're good to go. See how that works? But guess what? When the trade now generates a profit, you know, and say for example you picked up 200% return, guess what? Your account just went up by $500 if it's a $10,000 trading account. And it's not a lot of money, but you're not talking about a big size trading account. The exact same numbers is for a $100,000 trading account, right? Risking maybe $1,000 or $2,000, and every now and then you're going to pick up 5 or 10 grand. Boom! By risking only 1 or 2 grand. You see how that works, right? That's the risk to reward ratio that can happen, especially when you start trading things like options, right? Because those things can pick up an 80-100% return quite nicely if you pick a nice direction there. So anyway, guys, I'm having a bit of fun here right now. I'm just looking at my trading this year, guys, and you know, I am so blessed where I am right now, and it's not that I'm anything special. I've had my losing trades, and I've jumped in some shit trades. I'm not perfect, right? I'm not perfect. Like, you know, I reckon at least 5% of my trades I've jumped in because I thought it was a good idea, or I hoped it was a good idea, or I bet in the rules, right? And yeah, they were losing trades, but you know what? Oh, okay, my account was down 1%. Oh, damn. I can live with that. See what I'm saying there? So as you approach your trading, and even if you're starting with a $10,000 trading account, let me ask you a question. If you're approaching your trading like that with a $10,000 trading account, but you're being disciplined at taking these trades, right, at the trades with your trading setup, 6 months from now, if you can see your trading doing well, right, you may lose $100, but then you make $250. You may lose $150, but then you made $500. You may lose you may lose the whole $250, right, on one trade. But then suddenly you come back, with $1,000 profit, and before you know it, you look into your accounts like, man, damn, right, man, damn. And then guess what happens? You build your confidence. And then guess what happens? You do whatever you can to get more money into that trading account so you can build up your position with still the small risk there. That's what I did, right? After a good 6 or 12 months of doing this, exactly what I'm doing there, I started selling furniture. I started doing whatever I could to get it into the markets, right? And then it started to go and go from there. Right? And that's the way it is. In the past, and every now I've done that in my last 15 years of trading. In the past, what have I done? It's been like, it's like, damn, it's like, every time I try to go for that home run where I load up too much money on my account position wise, it's not good for my emotions, and my emotions go crazy. I'm scared of losing money. Guess what ends up happening? I get out at the wrong time. I'm fearful, blah, 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 right? It's just like, it is the wrong thing to do. And every time I'm trying to go for that home run, I'm always jumping in something because I just wanted to get into it, not because there's a system there. Make sense? So I hope you can see that even if you have a 50-50 win-loss ratio overall, your biggest thing to your trading is not trying to be so pedantic on this one trade. Oh, I hope this trade is a profit. Who gives a shit? We don't know. Stop caring. It's like a machine, right? Like as if for like the trades I'm in right now, I know maybe one or two of those are going to be maybe one of them or two of them are going to be losses. Guess what? Small losses, big profits, make a money, keep it going, make a money, keep it going. Make sense? And so I hope you can see what I'm saying here is with the way that you're trading and the way that you're thinking about your trading. There is no hope. There is no, oh, please, it's like, I've done my best with my analysis. I've jumped in the trade. I've protected myself. If it is a loss, I can get out with a small loss. If it is a really good profit, guess what? My account can really start to grow. And again, when you start to have 100 or 200 grand trading account, 10, 20, 30 grand per trade by risking small, that's possible. You see how that works, right? It's not the successful traders do not make money because they risk a lot of money. No, they keep their risk small. And exactly what I'm saying here. They keep their risk small so they know they're going to have losing positions. But then guess what? When you do that, your profits take care of it. If you protect your account, your profits take care of it. If you just focus on the profit, your risk is going to take care of your account, i.e. it's going to kill it, right? So always, always, always focus on the risk first. Risk first, okay? If this is a losing position, what's my risk? Keep your risk small, protect your capital, protect your account, and I promise you, if that's your first and foremost focus in the markets, guess what? Your profit is going to take care of itself, right? Because that's the way that it works. And so all the time, whenever I focus on profit, I've loaded up too much money. I've tried to go for a home run, and every single time I've totally screwed it up. And I've been there. And so, anyway, I didn't even expect to go on a bit of a rant here, but there you go, guys. There's a free coaching session for you. So if you haven't joined the weekly coaching, then go to Traders Secret Weekly. You can see the first link in the description there. I'm also, when you do that, guys, when you go over to the next page, I'm also going to share with you. You probably saw me promoting, right? Those two patterns in every stock market crash, pretty much through this entire century. Well, I'm actually going to give that away for free. So click on the very first thing in the description. You're going to go over there and you can actually see that video for free. Free training where I'm going to walk you through 1929, 1987. There was another one. There was another bit too. There's another small little pullback there as well too. 2001, 2007, and then also what's happening right now as well. You're going to absolutely love it. Anyway, let's get into silver and gold right now. And then I'm going to continue talk. I'm going to help you with that one simple thing to help you get on your path right now. Silver and gold. What do we have here right now? Okay, so you know what, guys? It's really interesting. I didn't even get out of a trade for a profitable trade right now. I'm just in trades and I'm still waiting for these things to plan out. I've just been looking at my results this year, and I'm having the most amazing year ever with my trading, and it's all come down to me not risking a lot and say, you know what? Here's the trade. Get into it. It's the setup. This is whatever. If it's a losing trade, I'm not down a lot. If it's a profitable trade, I can do well. Anyway. So what's happened here right now on silver? Oh no, is this silver? I think so. Right, so this is silver, right? So firstly, what's actually happened here with silver, right? We can see we actually had a bit of a nice support line coming up through here. And now we can see how this is really starting. Let me delete all that off the screen now. Erase all. So we can see that we actually have a nice trend line, but then I can see there's another sort of nice sort of trend line coming up through. See how that works? So what we're looking at here right now, we can see we collected all this point through here. We collected all the point through there, and we see how it actually bounced off there recently, right? So we're definitely getting a nice little rhythm to silver here going there. We're not getting a lot of strong momentum right now, but we're still definitely in a short term area, definitely still getting a short term. If we break this trend line, then we're probably likely to pull back towards the 52 moving average. Now looking at gold, and let me bring up gold here. All right, let me bring up gold right now. So gold, what am I seeing right now on gold? So we have this bottom point through here, and if I bring up, that'll be the trend line that I'd want to use. Now, why am I doing it there? Good question. Let's go through here. You guys are probably thinking, damn, man, John's on fire today. So anyway, I'm gonna draw that trend line there. Now, why did I draw the trend line there? Look at all this here. Notice how the market couldn't close below here. Could not close below. That do right could not close below with all these lines through here. Then we had what? Let me bring this up a bit more through here. There we go. right? So then we had a bounce here. See how, look at all that time bounce here, right? It went down once, didn't it? But then went straight back up. And now we're just looking at this sort of, maybe what you call like a bit of a backing pattern now. So the market's running up and we're just having like a bit of a pullback here, right? Sideways movement. So we may be looking for that pullback that I was talking about at the start of the week, but maybe it's not going to do that. Maybe we're just going to get a little resting phase before we go for another run again, because that's what may be, or that's what could be in the makings right now. So that's what I wanted to share with you right now with silver and gold. That's on the short term anyway, guys. So right now, short term, it looks like it's building some sort of a bull flag formation, actually, as you can see here, right? So possibly like a bit of a bull flag, or maybe a bit of a pennant here. So if we get another breakout here, or maybe if we get spend a bit more time going sideways, but even if we don't get a bit of a breakout, then that could be getting ready to go for another run. Okay, as you can see through here. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys on this market here. Now, let me bring up the SLV here for a minute, because I want to share this with you. I find it really, really, really interesting, guys. When you're looking at the markets, okay, firstly, look at the markets as in trend analysis, okay? So you're looking at the market as in trend analysis, and then what you're looking for is you're looking for trend analysis, but then once you start to get a nice trend in place, look at the volume. The volume is key. So what am I talking about here? So if I bring up, let me squeeze this right up here. Let me bring up, say, 6 months worth of view. Let's go 1 year, 6 a month, six a month. That's the proper Australian English. 6 a month. So we had this pullback through here, right? Nice pullback through here. Then guess what ended up happening? What happened here? We had what? We had a higher high, came down. So yeah, it started to collect a higher low through here, and then it started to pick up through here. Now, what do we have here, right? Low, higher high, higher low. Who's in control right now? The buyers are starting to come back in control, right? Look at this here. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Below my moving average, sellers in control. Higher high, higher low, buyers in control, right? So the market's telling us we're starting to pick back up here. Now, what was the key here to say we're likely to start moving forward? If I bring this over here, look at the volume here, okay? Look at the volume. Notice how we had this pullback through here. We had a little rally, and notice this little up bar. Now, the up bar is not much, is it? But notice the volume here as well, too. Notice how we got a big volume spike there. And then that's when we get, and then especially the next day, right? Look at it right there. And look at that volume there. Look at that 1, 2 volume. Notice the volume coming in huge on this day. That was the key, right? What do we have here once again? This is a what? A higher low. It's actually breaking past previous highs now. So buyers are definitely in control. Higher low. And now the market's picked back up. This one here was where the market actually started to a nice little up bar with an increase in volume. And the next day definitely gave volume. That was the key to say, you know what? We're probably getting ready to have a nice move. And as you can see, right, it just absolutely just took off from there. Same with the GLD here, right? Let's have a look at the GLD. Same sort of thing. If we go back to here, if we go back to this point now, let's go to let's go back here in time for a minute. All right. So if we're having a look at this here, let's go 6 month view. There we go. If we're having a look at this here, where was the point? Where was the point where gold really started to take off? And what could there been anything to say this is now the start of the move? Now, by the way, guys, if you go back, watch my videos late May, you will know that I was saying this is going to make a nice move up. I didn't know how big it was going to move, but what could we have seen through here? Firstly, what are we getting through here? Sideways, right? Sideways, sideways, sideways. Pretty much nothing here, right? Now, what can we see here? Firstly, we have what? A trend line coming down through here. So notice how we had this trend line where we had resistance, 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 right? And then we started the what? What is this thing through here? This is where chart reading, right? When you join the Trader's Secret Weekly, yes, I'm going to plug that thing again, right? When you join the Trader's Secret Weekly, by click on the link in the description, you're going to get a whole chart reading course. Now, this is why it's so important, right? Look at this here. This is why it's so important. Look what's happening here, right? We're getting a bit of a downturn, aren't we? So we have this nice up move, but see how we're just getting very, very, very weak here, right? We have a low through here, pick back up, and now we have a bit of a low through here, right? So we're just going sideways. We had a little bit of a sideways movement through here, and notice how we're finding a lot of support through here, right? So we had a big trend up, and then the market's just going sideways. Support, support, really going sideways, and then what happens to the next bar? Bam! Look at that breakout bar there, right? See how it broke up above that? And now look at the volume. The volume was key, right? The volume was key. The volume was key. So not only were we using trend analysis, as in we had a big trend up, we went south, right, and then we had a breakout. But the volume, that volume is saying there's a lot of people coming involved with this. Now, when you see something like this, I always say we're now likely to run to at least the highs up here, right? Because we've got this sort of compression pattern, breaking out, good volume, and I say we're likely to run towards the highs. Actually, there you go. Look what happened there, right? Ran towards the highs, but I know it actually paused and then actually continued up from there. But notice how it actually paused right there. Now, why is that? It's not because it's lucky, right? I teach this to my private clients all the time. Come on, charts. Come on now, you can do it. Come on now, you can do it. There you go, right? So the market. So why do I say this would be the ultimate? This would be the target for at least if you're looking for this as more of a short-term trade, not more of a longer-term play. Why would I say that's now likely to be resistance? Sorry, that's where the target is going to be, right? Because the market loves to run to major resistance levels. You have these small little resistance here, but the market loves to run to major resistance levels. So what is the major one? The major one is up here, right? See how that's the ultimate high there? That's why the market loves to run towards those levels. As you can see, right, ran out and then pulled back, and then the market continued up from there. Right now, you couldn't predict that, so on and so forth, but as you can see, that's what's happening there right now. So I hope you've enjoyed today's session there, guys. This is some things to really, really keep an eye out for, and it's simple things like this. And do you notice, guys, I'm not talking anything about indicators. In fact, you could probably even remove the moving average and just use the volume. Do you see what I'm saying here? By using simple things like this, with a not give a shit factor, with good risk management, trading things like options, you can start to do really, 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 really well in the markets. Okay, overall, okay? It does take time for you to build that up. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, no, right? But if you're starting with a small trading account, this is where it's possible. If you start with a 5 or 10 grand trading account, in a 5-year plan, you too could be doing a really, really, really good income. Build that foundation now so you can continue to get better and better and build more progress and more progress and more progress and more progress over the years. And before you know it, you're a 6-figure, if not a 7-figure trader yourself.